Good morning. Gonna go to breakfast on my second 0 in a row. Alright, so I just stopped and grabbed a different type of resupply at Walmart because I think I'm gonna try this cold soaking thing because it's just too hot to carry a stove around. So I got my Talenti, which I'm gonna eat in the back of the Sprinter van in my lawn chair here. And also I painted my nails again, so just fun stuff on my second 0 in a row, third one ever. Not that exciting for you guys to watch, but really nice for my legs. Days on days on days of what feels like platinum blazing. We've been in hotels and houses and cars, and it's been great. Loving it. Today, my third 0 overall, my second 0 in a row. Was great. It was Mother's Day, and I got to spend it with my mom, and I got to spend it with Quantum and his family, and we've had a really good time here in Denver, Pennsylvania, so super grateful that they hosted us. We are back on trail in the morning, though, to hit the halfway point and probably try to smash a ½ gallon of ice cream. We'll see. All right, we have arrived back to the trail, and it's time to get going. And I got new shoes. Woo! All right, let's do this. 30.3 miles today, halfway point, an attempt at the ½ gallon challenge, and we'll see. New shoes, doing great. So I didn't really talk a lot during my 0s, so let me give you a quick little update. During the first 0, before we decided to take a second one, Quantum and I were having conversation about just like how we felt like there was quite a bit of stress on our family between the two of us, because I was overly concerned with like the expectations of him wanting to do big days, and he didn't really want to go into town, and like I've said a million times, different hiking styles. And I think the conversation just came up so much, it was kind of wearing on us, and so we kind of had this like, hey, we've got to stop doing this kind of thing. So I'm not panicking anymore about how many miles Quantum wants to do, and I'm hoping he no longer is overly concerned about the frequency at which I like to stop in town and hang out and slow down or whatever. And we're just gonna take it one day at a time. I think that it's easy to spend a lot of energy on like how to make hiking together work, because we're at the front of the bubble. Like actually there's a couple hundred miles between us and anybody in the bubble, and so if he keeps pushing really big mile days and I decide not to, then I'm kind of just like chilling alone, and I don't mind hiking alone. Am I going the wrong way? This blaze is yellow. I am trying to prepare myself mentally for the ½ gallon challenge. This existential crisis I'm having is like dread and like anxiety about eating this much ice cream, not only from like a calorie perspective, but also just like I don't do well with dairy in general, even though it's like my favorite food, and I thought that I would be psyched. A little panicky about it. And we're gonna do another 10 miles after we eat it, so like, you know, there's a chance that I'm miserable for a couple hours, but fingers crossed everything will just be fine and I'll crush it and it'll be no problem. Okay, first of all, can we not how cute that dog is? But second of all, trail magic! Oh baby, halfway. Celebrate with some ice cream. Can't believe we're halfway. I think I always thought that it would be a lot more dramatic maybe, or have felt like it had been a lifetime and it would make sense that I was halfway and I'd be overwhelmed by the expansiveness of what is left. But candidly, it's kind of flown by. And doing it all again essentially is really not that overwhelming. You just kind of get good at the walking thing, I guess. And so ain't no thing but a walk to Maine. I do think though that like the things that you do and see and the people you walk with drastically changes your experience. So like right now thinking about walking another, 1,090.5 miles or whatever, doesn't seem like that big of a deal because it's a good day and I'm having a great time and the weather's nice and the terrain is easy. But ask me that again when I'm climbing my multiple 4,000 footers in New Hampshire, really hungry with a heavy pack and no energy while it's raining, and I might feel differently. But for now, psyched to be out here, psyched to be halfway, and psyched to do it all again. Well, ready or not, for a half gallon, we're here. It's time to do the thing.
I feel like I need a spork or something. This is not good.
So we're gonna start with this, and then I'll go back in and get my pint. I only had 2 flavors, chocolate and vanilla, so I'm about to eat a half gallon of chocolate ice cream, which is funny because I wouldn't even eat a single scoop of chocolate ice cream in my real life. So here we are.
Okay.
How do you feel?
Feel good.
Quantum, it's like a pregame. How do you feel?
I feel awful. I couldn't even eat a tuna packet right now.
But here we are. Here's Quantum's. No, all right, let's go. Yeah, the struggle right now is that this is pretty much frozen. Quantum is using her pool. Hey, Quantum.
What?
How's it going in there?
2-person car.
You're
Good.
You're doing.
I feel good.
Zip around. Sometimes there's like doors that you can just stand with.
Okay, so this is my update right now. Feeling fine. Quantum has more.
Oh yeah, right here. This is a little popsicle.
Has more ice cream on his face than he does left in his container. But I'm gonna have to figure out what flavor I'm doing for my pint.
Let me win. 21.51.
21.51, baby.
Ooh.
I can't. That's the last bite.
Nope. Okay, so it's time to go get my pint.
Getting crazy?
Crazy vanilla, baby.
Getting crazy?
Done?
Mm-hmm.
36.59.
36.59, baby. Yeah.
Go on, we do it.
Beautiful.
Easy. All within an hour's time frame.
Yeah, like I'm not trying to say that we're super awesome, but these spoons suggest that we are. My lips are blue. I'm that cold. Ooh. So apparently when this one actually eats real calories, it gets a little jazzy. We just crushed that. And now we are doing another 10, but we're on this like paved path. It's like maybe we're gonna jog because you know what? You eat
Coffee and the sugar are at an all-time high. You gotta jump on it when you can.
I don't feel that way. I feel like I just ate 2 gallons of ice cream instead of half of a gallon. But sometimes you just gotta persevere. And if you aren't busting out big miles after half gallon of ice cream, then you're not doing it right. So
All that to say.
all of that to say, we just ate a lot of ice cream. Now we're gonna walk, and then that's all I got. Okay. 30 miles later, a half gallon of ice cream, and half of the Appalachian Trail. I'm gonna spend one more night in a hotel room with my mom. I'm back out there for another big day tomorrow. Good morning. Before we go back to the trail, we're gonna do Waffle House. Good morning. Back on trail. Just got dropped off. You can hear the road still. My mom is leaving, so hugged her goodbye. And Quantum and I are gonna slack pack the first 8 miles of today and then pick our packs up from a hostel in Boiling Springs and then do another 20 something miles. So that is the plan for today. The weather is beautiful once again. And I'm just happy to be out here. I will say, after yesterday's half-gallon challenge, I ended up being totally fine. I was really worried about my stomach. Then we went to Waffle House this morning and I ate too much food and now I feel gross again. So my stomach is not super pleased with me, just in general, but I'm living the dream, you know? We're gonna turn all of that energy straight into fuel, or all that food straight into fuel while we're walking today. And just freaking cruise. My mom French braided my hair, so this is the new look of the week, and feeling good. Back to shelters and sleeping outside and things like that. I feel like Quantum and I have spent a ton of time in town, and I've thoroughly enjoyed it. And now we're back in the woods doing the AT thing, which is what we came out here to do, so that's good. Anyway, time to walk, crush these 8 miles, and pick up our packs in Boiling Springs. I'm literally in a field. There's a tractor over there pulling something, and sometimes the AT is incredibly amusing. I show fields a lot, and so it probably looks like there's a lot of them. There's really not that many, which is why I show them, because in my head it's a novelty. But I probably don't show as much of the dense woods that we're actually in as there are. But anyway, soaking up the sunshine, the light breeze, this beautiful day, and enjoying the last 2 miles without a pack. Just walking straight into a town. Sometimes I just don't understand how things are the trail. Like, what? Pretty neat. Well, it's me with a pack, and I wasn't sure if I thought it would be that heavy again, but I'm on flat ground and I can feel it, so it turns out it's that heavy. I figured it was time to go over some trail updates. So if you remember way back when I had a terrible rash and was on antibiotics for like 3 weeks, that is gone. Still don't know what it was, where it came from, but it's gone. So it's the important part. Update number 2, I got an email today that the ATC, Appalachian Trail Conservancy, is recognizing through hikes officially again, which if you're involved in the hiking community, you may know a little bit about that. And if you don't, the organization that like lobbies on behalf of the Appalachian Trail and coordinates a lot of its maintenance and activities didn't want people hiking because of COVID, so they weren't recognizing through hikes for 2020 and had stated that they weren't going to be recognizing through hikes for 2021, which Not that the recognition is the reason behind doing it, but it's still cool to get a patch and a pat on the back for accomplishing something this big when I do. And then third update is my mom left town today. When she left, I sent home a bunch of stuff with her. So I got to shed some weight, some of my mid layers that I just didn't feel like I needed. And I sent home my stove. I have a old ice cream jar with a screw top lid that I put like ramen noodles in, or mashed potatoes, or oatmeal, and I just add water and let it soak until it rehydrates. And that is the art of cold soaking. We're gonna give it a go. If I hate it, I'll get my stove back. And if I don't hate it, then I guess I have come to the dark side of cold soaking. What's up? I am sitting in the bunk of the shelter. I'm about to eat my cold soaked ramen. It's just me here. It's 5 o'clock. Quantum hiked on another mile to a road where he's gonna get picked up by a friend, and then we will meet back up in the morning and keep hiking. So it may just be me here tonight. I don't know. I guess we will wait and find out, but if so, that's okay. I'll enjoy my ramen and the solitude and the fact that I'm done hiking by 5, which hasn't happened in a hot minute. So, yep. It is 6:30. It's very cold, and I've got like 1.5 miles or 2 miles to meet Quantum. Last night in the shelter, I was alone for like 4 or 5 hours until someone else finally rolled up, but I just went to bed, and now I'm going to try to get moving so I can defrost a little bit. It's super pretty this morning though. So it has warmed up. It's only been like an hour, and now I'm walking through the super cool field. The grass is like armpit to hip tall, and I'm just getting drenched. It's just cool. What's up? I found Quantum.
Hi.
We are in Duncannon. We're here pretty early. It's before 11, which might hurt my chances, but I'm like really hoping to find food. Some town food would be nice. I don't even care what it is. Like, I'll eat anything. So fingers crossed that I find some town food. Okay, so Goody's restaurant here in Duncannon just served me a phenomenal, massive breakfast. 2 pancakes, eggs, sausage, toast. Feeling like a new person, except for, oof, the idea of walking now rather than napping is less than ideal. I could definitely take a nap right now. First bear I've seen on a trail. Walking through Duncannon. Okay, so how about not, maybe?
Crikey.
I'm just gonna, oh, whoa, don't put him down yet. Oh, I wasn't ready. So we're probably, I don't know, 10 miles. Oh, hey, Coors Seltzer. Been a long time. We're probably 10 miles from a road where Rivers Creek Road, okay, where we are going to get picked up by Quantum's uncle, which it's funny because Quantum hasn't slept outside in like 9 days, but who's counting? Over under.
I'd love to see you go over that.
Remember when I said that Quantum and I were playing a game that once we were in Pennsylvania, you couldn't use the overly used term to describe it with rocks or have someone use it in a sentence to you? Otherwise you got a point, and the goal is to get out of Pennsylvania with the fewest points. Well, Quantum just used the term, and he's got a big fat 1 point right next to his name, and I fall all the time, so it makes me feel good to know that I'm doing one thing better than him right now. It's not walking, it's not hiking, it's not anything related to the trail at all. But this particular thing, I got him. And just like that, I have done 29 miles. Most of you probably were getting up for work when I started walking, and most of you were probably eating dinner after work, and I'm still walking because that's just the name of the game. So after my 29-mile day, I am in Hershey, Pennsylvania. And this place, look, the lampposts are Hershey Kisses. Can you see that? How cool is that? We're gonna get some Chipotle and sleep in a real bed tonight. Ooh, I'm so excited. Good morning. We're going back to trail. We are back on trail, which feels weird because this used to be early to be walking. Now I would consider it late to be walking. Yesterday was 29 miles for me, which was my biggest day with the pack. And at the end of the day, I was literally crawling, it felt like, but it's amazing what a little bit of sleep will do. Feeling good this morning. I'm prepared for today to be really long, just because if we cover more ground today, that means we have less ground to cover tomorrow. Kind of addicting. Like, honestly, I think as much as like I wake up in the morning and feel some like twinge of, is twinge a word? I don't think so. I feel like something inside of me that doesn't really want to do big miles, or doesn't really want to start early, or doesn't really want to walk late. It's almost addicting. It's like I don't really want to lose the numbers, and that's so silly because like whatever, because sometimes it's not actually that enjoyable, but there's something about 20 that used to sound big. Now 20 sounds fine, and I don't know what that's about, but anyway, got some ground to cover today. I'm pretty sure this is like the site of an old mining area, and it's all orange. Isn't that neat? Kind of looks like Oklahoma clay mud. Wild. So we are coming up on the part of the trail that's flooded from beaver dams. We decided to go through, so I think I'm gonna stop here and switch shoes. Okay, so I just took my shoes off and strapped them to the front of my pack. I now have on my sandals, and we are about to go through some nasty stuff. Okay, well, here we go. Full send. Ooh. Oh shoot, that's a log. And just like that, I have on my tennis shoes again. I'm back on dry ground and gonna crush the next 15 something miles. Little bridge, pretty cool. I am 1.1 mile from the road where we are getting picked up, which is very exciting. So it means I'm almost under the mile mark, which is like my final stage in the 3-stage countdown of getting to where I'm going for the day. But I have had a very upset stomach for the last 4 miles. I've had to stop like every quarter mile to dig a cat hole. My body is mad at me. I don't know what I ate, nothing out of the blue, I don't think. It's terrible. Terrible, terrible, terrible. Because I can't really stop walking. That is one of the few harsh realities. Being sick on trail, not good. I am at, oh, you can't even see the sign. I'm at Wawa. I'm hiker hobbling into. Hey, let me see that again. Yeah, oh, okay, so I'm at Wawa. And it's been an experience. It's been hyped up, so high expectations.
Yes. I recommend a hoagie, but you know, whatever you want. Also, their bowls are really good.
I am in bed and excited to sleep, slack pack tomorrow. I'll see you back on trail. Oh, it's cold. Okay, it's really not that cold. It's like 50-something degrees, but I just ate a cup of ice. We are back in the gap that we got off on yesterday, and we have exactly 999 miles left of this trail, and I don't even know. It's wild. But we are gonna slack pack today. We've only got like less than a week left in Pennsylvania, so that's exciting stuff. I haven't got to the really rocky part of Pennsylvania yet, which is hard to believe because, not this, but some parts of it have been insanely rocky. But I gotta be honest, maybe it's because Quantum is from here and I've gotten like a very unique Pennsylvania experience, but this state is like pretty freaking cool and I'm really enjoying it. And it gets a bad rap, I think. Now don't get me wrong, the parts where you're in a boulder field and you break your ankle every 3rd or 4th step, that part less than fun. But I really do feel like so far, all the other parts are compensating for some of the rough terrain. I just found a Trail Magic water, which is great because we're slack packing today. We're doing a really big stretch without water and I'm not carrying anything, so the trail provides. Started this morning with only 999 miles left. So we're officially under 1,000, which means it's more of a count down really than a count up at this point. But just hit 1,200 miles. Wild to me. Okay, so I was trying to walk on this log. And I am, oh, I can't even get my foot out. I'm gonna lose my shoe and I can't step anywhere. Where else? That deep in. Oh, now my poles are stuck. Okay. If I find a river, I'm gonna need to walk through it. Climbing hills, like, should not, like, why do I feel like I just started? You know? I feel like I should be in somewhat shape to do this since I've been doing it for 67 days. But every time I get to a hill, specifically the one we just did, which was only 1/3 of a mile at 16% incline, I feel like I've never climbed a mountain before, which makes no sense to me, but whatever. We persevere, you know? Fort Clinton. We just did the massive descent from that mountain down into Fort Clinton, and I feel bad for anybody who's going Sobo because the climb up out of here would be terrible. But yeah, now we're in Fort Clinton and we're like probably half a mile from Quantum's mom, and it was a phenomenal day. We got trains, we got planes, Yeah, automobiles. No, I'm just kidding. We do have trains and a river, and I just really love Pennsylvania. Well, hello there. Good morning. I am starting this morning with a 14.6% grade climb out of Port Clinton, and it's 40 something degrees, so I'm cold, but it's gonna be like 75 degrees, and since I'm slack packing, I don't want to carry my jacket, so we're gonna be bold, start cold. We're out here doing mountain marathons day after day. We did a 26.8 and a 26.4. Now we're gonna do a 26 something. And then we're practically on like the final day or two of Pennsylvania. But I wanted to say good morning. It's gonna be a beautiful day in a beautiful state on a beautiful trail if my legs and lungs will just cooperate. Lots and lots and lots of rocks. So we're at the Pinnacle, which is a popular day hiking spot in Pennsylvania, and no one owns the woods, but it's just a funny feeling whenever you're somewhere on like a Saturday, because it kind of feels like a bunch of people are in your house. Like I walk in the woods every day, you know, I live here, and so it's funny because like I'm never around a bunch of people, and then you walk up somewhere and there's literally 20 or 30 people, and it's like, oh, there's a lot of people here at my house. Anyway, I'm wondering if my last 7 miles of the day are all going to look like this, because if they are, oof, my pace is going to be obliterated. Too bright, I can't see. Sun's out, so Quano's got his guns out. Yeah, so I ate a soft pretzel from a gas station for breakfast, and pretty much the extent of the calories I had fueling me for today's marathon. So I feel like I have no energy, because I don't, but it was just like one of those days that you need to get to the destination, and we're here, and it's only 3:50, which means we have the whole evening in Denver, Pennsylvania, and there's literally nowhere else that I would rather be, so good day. Good day.